friends? My name is Ayanna Childs, and you are tuned in to the Skim Show. Today's topic will be you got past it, but you didn't get over it. Ooh. You got past it. It's behind you now, but you didn't get over it. And before I get into the topic, I have my friends here, the co-hosts. If they would just, these lovely ladies would just introduce themselves, and we're going to go ahead and talk about this thing. Hey, friends.
Hey, girl. Hey, y'all. I'm Sean.
I'm Casey.
Sublime.
And we are Scam. Okay. Now, ladies, this topic, we can all bear witness to this topic. You got past it, but you didn't get over it. So before we get into, the discussion and everything, the reason I came up or the reason why I wanted to talk about this is simply because a lot of times we as women, or just people in general, we are at a place in our lives where that thing that continuously bothers us is the thing that we didn't get over. Like, for instance, a lot of people deal with bitterness and unforgiveness and all of that simply because they feel like, okay, that's behind me now, but you didn't get over it. And I was at that very point in my life because the reason why I knew I didn't get over it was because it would anger me every time I thought about it. Every time I thought about it. And that's simply because there was residue still there. And so I just looked up the word residue. And so let's get to the word residue. Okay. Residue is a small amount of something that remains. Listen to this.
A remnant.
Yes. It remains after the main part has gone, after whatever happened to you is over with, or been taken or used. That residue is something else, y'all. Because you know that you have residue when you think about it and it angers you all over. It makes you so upset to the point to where it feels like it just happened to you. Right. You have like that same effect, those same emotions come up. And that's because you have not gotten over it. Yep. So I just want y'all to say, hey, let's talk about this thing.
So digging in and rooting, getting the root.
Yeah.
We might have cut the trunk and the limbs, but we didn't get the roots out.
Wow.
So how do we get the roots out? How do we get rid of the residue?
Wow. How do we?
Time. We all know that. Time.
Oh, yeah.
But during that time, we have to replenish what we pulled out.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to replenish with something positive, something that's going to nourish us, that's going to replenish us. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
Something that's going to rejuvenate us.
Yeah.
And that could be something different for each
Well,
scenario.
I would say this. It's easy to say it when you're not in a situation.
What you said.
I know many of people that slashes tires when they think about it. You know what I'm saying? And all of that, which I think is crazy. I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Because I would just hit the bank account. Personally, if I get upset, I'm like, because you still got to buy them new tires, right? You know what I mean? That's money that you can get instead of doing that. You know what I mean? That's a way to deflect. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You have to help us. Tell us how do we get over it?
I mean, because
you got people who still dealing with it.
You've got to replace that. You've got to replace. You have to
get a hobby.
You have to get it out.
That's one thing.
It's almost like, it's almost like the healing, like when something dies in your life. At first you're in denial. I'm fine. Ain't nobody thinking about that. Him, them.
Oh yeah, but if you're angry about it, it still affects you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anytime I feel like
But
that's just like
gotta get it out. Though.
Yeah, but that's just like past relationships or marriages. That when people move on to another person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You harbor feelings, and every time you have an argument, it could be about the kids. Yeah. You remember when so and so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you remember when you did this, and you know you was talking to. Well, we talking about the kids' school shoes. That don't got nothing to do with right now.
Displaced anger.
Right. You know what I mean?
Suppressing and not addressing.
Right. I was just going to say, because a lot of times you have to talk about whatever it is that happened to you, so you will be able to get it over. Because if you just keep it inside, it's going.
Yeah, you got.
At some point, it's gonna come out, and so it's best to talk about it, even if you're talking to a stranger. Because I heard people say, you family, friends, you don't want to just really tell them, or you probably feel like they judging or whatever. But then when you talk to a stranger,
it's amazing. And
it's just like it's like a big release, because like this person really don't know me, so for me to just give that release, so that's a good way to talk about it.
I'll say it even goes so far as to getting into this is about relationships now.
Okay.
Getting into another relationship and you're not completely over the other one.
I'm guilty. I can honestly say I'm guilty of doing that. And it's not good.
You taking that residue, everything that you taking the residue from one relationship to the next.
That's what they talk about.
Not even giving the other relationship a chance, and that comes with, like you said, Marsha, time. But I think if we allow ourselves the time to heal completely, you just go through the process. It's hard. You got to go through the process.
You have to nurture yourself all over again.
For that, like I feel like I said, marriages in past relationships or baby mamas, baby dads, I say child's fathers, child's mothers, when they have drama like that, it's because somebody still loves somebody, or somebody still, holding some type of feelings.
You could just feel slighted. You could feel used. You could feel deceived. And you know what? It doesn't just necessarily stay within the realms of relationship. You could be angry or holding residue because you were fired from a job, or you were moved from one position to the other. You know what I'm saying? Or
But what about, let's get a little deeper. Not just talking about the things that happen now. What about the stuff that people suppress from childhood?
Oh yeah. Oh God.
How they were treated as a child, even rape and molestation.
And that goes back to what I said. That comes from communication. Talking about it or whatever, because
you have to have an outlet to get that out.
Right, because if you don't, like me, I went through a whole little spiel or whatever, and it was just like, I don't want to talk about nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I found out that talking about it is the best way to get over a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because once you get it out, it's like, now I don't have to constantly have that in the back of my mind, and it constantly eating at me and bothering me. Because a lot of people think that because I don't say nothing about it, because I feel like I ain't thinking about it, that it ain't there. No, subconsciously, it's in the back of your mind, and everything is just replaying itself.
Like
and
a
you
movie.
thinking it's not, but it is.
And you'll make everybody pay for what one person did.
Right.
And it's not even just relationships. I'm talking about from relationships, even like to church. You make this pastor or these people at this congregation pay for what happened to you at the last ministry that you were a part of, the last job, as Marsha said, the last relationship that you were in. Well, what if you chose to stay in the relationship, or stay on the job, or stay at the church?
Right.
And you chose to forgive it.
How do you still have some type of relationship that's not full of static and resentment and still
hostility?
Hostility.
They have to grow. You gotta forgive.
And also understanding that what happened to you wasn't about you anyway.
Right. It's all about growth.
It wasn't about you anyway, but it was predestined to happen for somebody else, and to happen in your life for your growth, for you to become wiser, for you to become stronger, better, not bitter. And a lot of people choose bitterness.
So how do you deal with someone who's approaching you with bitterness? How do you address someone who's moved past it but not gotten over it? How do you all deal with that?
Well, I'm going to ask you this. Have you ever received a box that says fragile, handle with care?
Absolutely.
And that's how a lot of people are. Fragile, and you have to handle them with care. You have to build a rapport.
But at the same time, isn't there some type of, you got to let them know, while you're going through this, you can't beat me up. You're not allowed to lash and slash at me.
Well, I think.
How do you articulate that? How do you get out what you need to get out so that you're protected, but at the same time you're helping them, so that there's boundaries there? How do we do that?
Okay. Y'all know I'm gonna always take it.
I already know what you're about to say, and I was about to say it before she goes.
Would Jesus say this? You can't lash out at me. You can't take out on me what happened to you. Because he tells us, cast all your cares. Listen, viewers, cast all of your cares on him, for he cares for you. And that same DNA, we imitate Christ.
But this is the thing. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate.
Go
Not
ahead.
everyone has a spiritual foundation. So for those viewers who don't have that connection with Jesus or a God of that sort,
I got you.
what do they have to do? Are they left out of this?
They
They
need to
can't
be
heal?
connected. That's
True.
what's going to heal them.
But I feel what you're saying.
I understand that part.
I mean, if they don't have
But
that
the
connection,
principles of God doesn't have to necessarily be connected with the words Jesus and God to get the message out. You don't necessarily to get people to understand the principles are there. So how would you articulate that without? I'm not trying to like remove him. I'm just trying to hit a broader viewing than just a Christian audience. So how do we deal with someone who doesn't have a Christian foundation?
Okay. First of all,
They don't want to hear your Jesus speech.
Patience.
Absolutely.
Are you
Agree.
willing to go that length with that person? Are you strong enough spiritually to tolerate?
I think that's the key. Do we have enough stamina
Can
to
I
keep
take your residue
right?
in
Can
this
we
relationship?
handle it?
Can I handle your residue? Am I mature enough to handle?
Is your
But you know
residue
what? I think
bound with
what's
my
universal
residue?
is love and kindness.
Yeah.
That's universal.
Yeah.
You know
said
what I mean?
something
And
there.
regardless of
You
if
can
you
have that love, though.
believe
There we
God
go.
or not, with love and kindness, have I drawn thee? That's the word.
Yeah.
So if you
mirror what
you
you,
know what I
want
mean?
them to
right,
reflect back.
right.
Yeah. But some people are not at a place, like you asked earlier, how do you put your, how are you allowing yourself to be in a position where you are in the innocent one,
Right.
but I have to deal with what they did to you? Are you willing to get past being abused by this person, maybe verbally or however,
Right.
whatever the case may be, however they're taking it out on you? Are you willing, as their friend, as their spouse,
Right.
as their
Coworker.
coworker,
Right.
boss, are you willing to show the compassion
Right.
to them? Are you willing
To help them get
see?
through.
Yeah. Are you willing to see that it's bigger than their anger towards me? It's a root, as you said. Not even just a root. It's a seed. Because before you can get a root, you have to have a seed first.
Right.
So let's pull the root up and get down to the seed of whatever that thing
And
is.
it's funny you said that because when you're dealing with people who are going through, you may not be the person that's going to fix their life, but you can be that seed
You can be.
to the
You can
beginning
plant.
of them being healed. And
You can
someone
plant.
else is going to come along and water it, and someone else is going to come along and give them
And
sunshine.
God will give the increase.
Amen.
He will bring the peace that they need, which surpasses all understanding. He will be the one that will give them joy unspeakable. He will be the one to help them not just get past it, but get over it. Hey, I felt something
Over
right
it, through it, around it.
there. Yes. And you will be able to look back on that thing and say, oh, it was good for me that happened to me. The rape, the molestation being talked about, lied on,
You know
cast
why?
out, all of it.
Well, listen, and this is another avenue. Like, what about people like you said who's been raped, who's been molested,
Yeah.
and they don't realize? Because I'm almost certain it's some people who's dealing with this. Because I dealt with this as a young child, having someone who was your parent who was molested. You weren't able to go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. Nobody could come spend a night at your house. You couldn't. You know what I mean? Everybody was looked at like
Overprotected.
what they gonna do to
That's
my baby.
right.
You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Because they don't get past it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So even the people, as you grow up, the people that your children start dating, and they decide to marry, you looking at sideways because are they gonna do that to my grandkids? You understand what I'm saying? So it becomes a cycle.
I can
you know?
honestly say I was that parent because I had a friend when I was about 10 years old, and she was 2 years younger than me, and she was molested by someone we babysat for. And when I had my children, I was that mom.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere. You can't spend the night. They can come to our house. You can't. Where are you? You know, if you're going to a public establishment, I need to know. You know, I'm dropping you off. I'm picking you up. I'm
And
calling
it's a
you.
seed that's planted. Because I decide, because I look at my kids and I say, and I've never, you know what I'm saying, but I'm like, you can't go there. You can't do the alpha because of what I
Yeah.
You know what
You-
I'm saying?
you
So it's just
allow
like a
fear.
never-ending cycle.
And what
You
happens
know?
is, what I know personally, what I did to my kids, I made them very introverted. Made
Right.
them introverted.
Right.
And then at some point, I think when I was more connected to Christ, And I realized, you know what?
He got you.
We can still live and have our being in this world, and we can still maneuver. And as long as I pray over them and I put the principles in there, and things are going to be okay. Then it was like I started pushing them out, and they were like clinging. I'm trying to push you to go skating, go to the movies with your friend, and they're pulling on me, and I just constantly did it to the point where they started to become more independent, because you definitely can cripple them, so you have to be careful.
But I'm gonna tell you this too. Like even with, first of all, we can't let fear govern our decision making.
That's right.
When it comes to ourselves and our children, and then also you have to prepare your children for what may happen. That whole talk.
Give them all the information
and all that kind of stuff. The type of touches, all of that stuff. And then sometimes, even I've even seen where children did have the information and still were violated. So it's not always with getting that information. But I'm bold enough.
It's better to have the information than not.
That's right.
Because they'll know what to tell to you and communicate with you. Well, this is what happened if they do have.
But I'm bold enough to tell my children, make sure you tell them. See, I ain't for that all that. You tell your mama, I'm gonna hurt your mama type.
Right.
I ain't for that.
Yeah.
I'm bold enough to tell my children to tell them. I'm gonna tell my mama.
Right.
And I'm bold enough to tell who I allow my children to go around. They know me anyway. They know not to even go there. You know.
I used to tell my kids, because I know the classic line is, if you tell anybody, I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna kill your mama.
Yes,
so I would tell my children,
Yes.
they're gonna tell you they're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Baby girls, they're not gonna kill me.
They're not gonna do anything.
You know, they might have came back and killed me, but I would rather that they think they're not gonna kill me.
I understand.
But I used to, they're not gonna kill you. They're not gonna kill you. Like, I promise they're not.
That's the way to put fear in you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But
You
see,
tell it.
all of that, we have a lot of people who have been violated in some type of way.
Right.
And whatever hurt they were encountered by, whatever they got past but didn't get over, I just want to just encourage you to allow yourself to just let it go.
And find yourself an outlet where you're getting positive energy, because and love and just maybe sometimes a change in atmosphere.
Yes.
I know you mentioned get a hobby. There was something you may have been trying, interested in trying. Do it. Don't try
I'm not
do
talking
it.
about the bad hobbies either, because for me, I was molested by men and women, and I'm gonna be just transparent. And so I suppressed a lot, and this is why this topic is so near and dear to me, because I've lived it.
Right.
And I mean, to a point where I even carried residue all the way up until my marriage. And I mean, if I had not let it go, my marriage would not have survived the 12 years that it has. And I'm thankful for that.
Right.
And so, just you have to allow yourself to let it go. And for me, I'm concerned about all of the viewers, but as for me, it took Jesus. It took Jesus. Now, whatever avenue everybody feels like is appropriate for them, that's understood, to each his own. But I know for me, that's who it took. It took the word of God. And it took me to understand that whole situation, everything that happened to me from a child all the way up, was not about me. And Jesus Christ, is the way Ayanna Childs, the I in scam, overcame. He is the reason I got past it, over it, living, loving, laughing, not suppressing, but addressing. And I'm not in that box anymore.
Right.
I'm free. And I can tell the world, you can get over it. You don't have to suppress it. And my thing is that I always talk and relate to people. I always talk about the fact that we are all pregnant. We're pregnant. And you don't want to allow the thing that you have not allowed yourself to get over to cause you to abort the purpose, the destiny,
Amen.
and everything that you're pregnant with. Visions, dreams, aspirations. Don't allow that to be your abortion. Don't allow that anger, that bitterness, that unforgiveness. Don't allow that thing to be your abortion, because I spent a lot of time in my life aborting. It's time to give birth, y'all.
So quick question.
So
before we end it.
Helping me out.
What about the person who has been molested or even it may not even be molestation. It could be someone who was raped, you know what I mean, by a past boyfriend and can't get over that because, you know, you can't get into a new relationship because of that. Do you go and confront the person? Is that a part of, you know what I mean?
You have to
Do you think? Because I'm almost certain that some people probably like, what if I just tell them? I want to just tell them how I feel. You understand what I'm saying?
Sometimes it just
So would
depends
that
on.
be?
I was gonna say, I
Go
think
ahead.
sometimes it just depends on what that person needs. The person may not even be receptive to what you're delivering, but as long as you deliver it, as long as you get it off of you,
Right.
get that negative energy off of you,
Yeah.
and keep it moving, I think that's the most important part. If that's what they feel will help them take another step away from this, by all means, I would encourage do it.
And a lot of
Opportunity
people.
arises in a safe environment, definitely.
Yeah, I've had an opportunity. That was good. I have had an opportunity to go and just let a particular person know I forgive you. That was for me. It wasn't even for them. It was for me. And I've had to do that, you know, a few times. I forgive you. And forgiveness is not just something we say, it's a heart thing. It's a thing that we
Absolutely.
live out.
You have to wear
And
it
Yes,
like a
you have to
badge.
live it out daily. Otherwise, you're going to constantly be reminded. You're going to constantly be reminded, and that's how that residue stays there. That little thing, that's how it stays there.
And-
But go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, girl.
And I was just going to say, and it's about having you have to change your mindset.
Yes.
Because we're constantly thinking of the past instead of thinking of what right now can I think of moving forward?
Yes.
What is my future? Speaking,
Yes.
what is my future? What do I want out of my future? What can I use from this bad experience
Come on.
to help me
That's it.
move forward?
That's
And
it.
you used yourself as a testimony. So you are now testifying
Yeah.
and someone else is listening like, oh my God, she has gotten over it. She has had a successful 12-year marriage, even though it may have plagued it in the beginning or at some point.
Yes.
Like, it's possible
Right,
to
it
move.
works.
It's possible.
I mean,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah. You can move forward. You don't have to even deal with the residue. A lot of times people don't even understand that they feel like they've gotten past. But they don't understand, why am I
Yeah.
getting
Right.
upset
Triggered.
all over again? Like
Right.
this thing just
Just
happened.
happened.
Right.
It's because there is residue. You have to rid yourself of the residue.
Is that-
how do I forgive? A lot of people don't understand. You know, it is a process. Because you have to, those thoughts that come in, you have the power to say, I will not be empowered by this thing that's constantly reminding me of itself.
Right.
I will have dominion over that. It will no longer have dominion over me.
Right.
Being raped, every ounce of hurt that you've endured, don't allow it to put you in a box any longer. Today is your last day doing it. Today is your last day doing it. And you said something, you have those thoughts. It's all about perception. You can use that
That's right.
because it happened to you for you to be an example of the one that got past it
That's
and
right.
over it.
That's right.
You lived through it. You still breathing. You still living. So you got to know that there is an assignment and a plan for your life.
Yeah. And it's crazy
It is.
because so often we're hurt by people
Yes.
and they move on from us the minute it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Years we're harboring it
Yes.
and they've been
They sleeping
they
at
stopped
night.
thought about it. They have stopped
Yeah.
thinking about us and that.
But I love when we talk about people, how I have a Facebook language, and I call it get past people, because people will friend you, they'll unfriend you, they'll follow you, they'll unfollow you, they'll block you, they'll delete you, they'll make comments, they'll share rumors, but they cannot deactivate you. That's my Facebook language.
Okay.
Getting past people.
I like that. I like that.
Like that one.
I like the skim of your
I
thinking.
think that right there was the end of it.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's the skim of things.
And you will get over it. That is the skim of things. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you all. We love you all. And I just wanted to thank y'all so much. And that is the end of this discussion. Get past it. Get over it. You're a winner. You're victorious. Share, like, subscribe, do all of that. We love you guys.
Love you.
Goodbye.